In today's video, I'm going to talk about an exercise called the pelvic list. It's a really useful exercise to strengthen the muscles around the hip, particularly the glutes, but it does involve pelvic floor a little bit as well. It's good for strengthening your walking muscles so that you can walk for longer without discomfort. It's good to help challenge the muscles that would help to protect your knees and also prevent back pain. So it's pretty useful for anyone. If you fall into one of those three categories, it's particularly useful, but if not, don't worry, because it's still going to be a good exercise to practice. Okay, so the pelvic list. The list bit refers to, if you imagine a boat listing in the water, it would kind of tip side to side. So that's what we want to think of as happening in your pelvis. So I'm going to show you a couple of variations, one on the ground and one with a little bit of height. So first of all, I'm going to let my weight shift into one leg. I'm going to avoid trying to I'm going to try to avoid doing too much of a side bend. So I'm literally just letting my weight shift into that side. It can help to have your hand on top of that hip as you push down. So you want to think of creating height in this side because you're pushing that side down. Think of pushing the foot through the floor or that side of your pelvis down. And just spend a moment in that position checking where your weight is. So you don't want, if I turn briefly to the side, what you don't want is to have your weight forwards here. That's going to put pressure on the back. You might find that your thighs at the front are gripping a lot. So you want to feel that you've got your weight back towards your heel. And then we're going to basically create an up and down movement. So I'm going to control the descent as my pelvis drops down, and then I'm going to push this side down to get that height again. So you want to avoid pulling up with your waist. So this is all completely relaxed here. I'm pushing this side down to create height, and then I'm controlling the descent as I come down. And then I'm going to show you the option to add a little bit of height there. The reason being that that would then train your hip muscles to be more effective when going downhill. So here, because I've got that little bit of height, as I push this side of my pelvis down, I'm coming up, and this foot should be able to clear the height of that block. And then I'm going to control it as I lower down towards the ground. So I've basically added more range. So if you think about when you're going downhill, gravity can take over. So if you already have a little bit of a weakness in the glutes, in the lateral hip muscles, then you're going to fall forwards with more impact, which puts pressure on the knees, doesn't feel good. So being able to control the descent as you come down and take it that little bit further is a useful thing to do, to practice. And I've got that there because I wanted to sort of say that if, when you first try to do it, I wouldn't want you to rely on it, but having something to hold onto can help you get used to keeping your weight back and targeting the right muscles. Doing it on a step with the banister close by is a good place to practice it. Okay, so that's your pelvic list, a couple of variations to play with. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it as useful as I've been finding it. As always, questions and comments are welcome. Let me know how you got on with it. And don't forget to hit subscribe because I'm putting a new video out every week.